So today I'm really excited to share this recipe with you. We are making Indian butter chicken. It's just, I feel like a really good introduction if you want to jump into Indian flavors and tastes. It's just delicious. It's one of my favorite top dishes. And I feel special that I was able to figure out how to make it, and now I can share it with you. Okay, so we're gonna start with a marinade, because what you wanna do is take the chicken and put it in this delicious creamy marinade, and what that will do is just, it'll soak up all the flavors. And then we're gonna put them on skewers, which I have them soaked in water so that the skewers don't burn in the oven. Now, I wish that I had a tandoori oven in my kitchen, but sadly I do not. Maybe my husband can work on that for another house project sometime. So we're gonna try to recreate that that flavor by putting them in the oven on skewers, and then we turn them. And then we will take them out and we're gonna make the makhani sauce, which really basically is like butter. I mean, not complete butter, but it tastes so buttery and delicious. So let's get started, shall we? All right, we're gonna start with the marinade. I already have about maybe a 1/4 cup of full fat creamy yogurt. You want the full fat stuff. We are not gonna skim on any of these things, right? Okay, and then, oh, I actually got some chilies from my friend, my cousin actually. So normally I would say you're gonna de-seed and maybe chop up a green chili, but you can do a red one too. I mean, really whatever spicy chili pepper you have. Now you certainly can de-seed this if you want it less spicy, but I do like mine spicy, so I'm gonna chop this up. Plus this is the marinade, so it's not gonna go like directly into there. That's the only thing really you're gonna be chopping. I should have probably chopped that together, but anyways, we're gonna put the red chili in there, or green chili, whatever chili you have on hand, it's fine. And we are also going to put, now this is chickpea flour. What this do is this is gonna bind the marinade to the chicken. So we're gonna toss that in. And that's about like, I don't know, a teaspoon or something. We're gonna do a cinnamon. This is also, I would say, about a teaspoon. And then let's see, what else should I do? Oh, I'm gonna grab my masala daba, and we're gonna maybe add some turmeric in there. Like, you don't have to be shy with the spices. I mean, the more the better. Boop. Okay. And I think I'm gonna do some garam masala. Sorry, and a little bit of mango powder. What am I saying? Mango powder. All right, so I'm gonna remind myself, and also you can find this recipe online on my blog, because this might be fun to watch me, but I don't think clearly sometimes. So this is why we're learning. I promise I do know this recipe. But okay, so we did some turmeric, we did some cinnamon, we did the besan flour or the chickpea flour, chili, garam masala, and some mango powder. And we're gonna put this all in the marinade, and we're gonna stir it together. But again, if you want really accurate measurements, then I would say go look at the actual recipe. Because honestly, this does turn out consistently good, but I do sometimes add or subtract things, or I don't know, I'm just eyeballing things a lot. That is the forgiveness of cooking, right? And you usually create something really nice. So it's gonna be this nice ploppy color, but. So I'm gonna stir all these spices in the yogurt. You know what I forgot? Garlic and ginger. Again, you can chop some garlic and ginger, but I don't have time for that right now because I actually didn't have any fresh ginger, and this is good, it works in a bind. And again, if we're starting and learning, you don't have to always use all the ingredients to chop it up yourself, it's okay. You're the boss of your own kitchen. And then here, I cut some boneless chicken breast. I like chicken breast, and I also like chicken thigh. Chicken thigh actually is better because it is so juicy. And chicken breast also is pretty juicy too, but I think chicken thigh is my favorite. But I just use what I have. That's what you do. You just use what you have. Chances are you probably have these things. I'm gonna quick wash my hands because they're kind of gloopy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stir this chicken in here. And when I say marinade, I really want to give you, I want you to give it a chance to marinate. I would say you could do it the night before. You could do it maybe 2 to 4 hours before. That's what I like to do. I really like to give it some time. See, I like how it's all getting really coated. My favorite part is when you are turning the skewers with the chicken on it, and it's just like roasting, and it like turns this like delicious yellowish golden color. Okay, so I'm going to stick this in the refrigerator and let this marinate, and I'll come back And we will continue our Bengali Mama butter chicken, because this is my version. Everyone has their own version. Restaurants have their own version. India has their own version. Americans have their own version. And that's the fun of it, right? But we're just gonna do the basics of some really delicious butter chicken, but this is the way I like to do it. So I'm glad that you're coming to try it my way. All right, welcome back. We are done with the marinating process, and now we're gonna start the skewering process, or the tandoori process. I have just a flat baking sheet covered in tin foil because I don't know, for the drippings or whatever falls through the cracks, I don't know. And I have these skewers that I've soaked in water because I don't want them to burn when they're in the oven and they're gonna be turning. So we're gonna take our chicken, and when I cut it, I kind of cut it in chunks like a little bit bigger than a bite-sized piece or bite-sized pieces. It doesn't really matter, but the bigger the chicken pieces, the juicier the chicken. So, I mean, you can feel. So I'm gonna take a stick, and we're gonna get gritty and dirty in here, and we're just gonna, that's not really what it sounds like, but I think that's what it sounds like. And I like to just put them close together so they're all hugging and becoming friends. Just make sure you're not wearing any like white clothes when you're skewering these, because turmeric is it tends to stain sometimes, but see, I cannot wait. These are gonna be, so I maybe, just do a couple. Depending just how much chicken you have, really, I guess. And you just keep doing it till all the chicken's gone. Okay, so you see, I got my little skewers with my chicken on it, and we're going to put that in the oven, and I think maybe 375, 400, and just kind of watch it. I'll maybe do it for like 15 minutes, and then I'll turn them and just watch them, and we'll, keep our eye on the process. And while these are cooking in the oven, we will work on our sauce, okay? Okay, let's start out with our sauce. I just put a pat of butter in here. You can use ghee. I ran out of my ghee. Otherwise, that's normally what I'd use because it does have a high melting point, and it's just used in Indian cooking a lot, and I love it. But you can just use regular full fat, juicy butter too. We are going to start out with some of our spices and toast those a little bit and just get those wakened up. So again, we're gonna use some ginger garlic paste. You can use whole, and chop it yourself, but this is fine too. Also, please be patient with me because I like to do the cooking, but I'm usually not talking to somebody and telling them what I'm doing. I want to tell you what I'm doing, so you can do this at home, but forgive me if I don't have full juicy speech, and I repeat words a lot and it makes sound effects, which I'm sure know by now. Okay, so we're going to add some chili powder. Use whatever kind of chili you have. And we're also going to add, I have about 1.5 chopped tomatoes in here. You can use tomato paste. I've used that before, but because I have fresh tomatoes from the farm, I want to use those because those are going to just add a wonderful flavor that's real. These tomatoes came from Kessler Family Farm. That's a farm that's in Barn Center. They're friends of ours. They remind me, Josh is the farmer, and he reminds me of Wendell Berry. Okay, we have coriander here. I'm gonna eyeball it and add maybe half a teaspoon. Sorry, I gotta focus. I like to tell you stories and I like to talk at the same time. And let's also add some turmeric to this too. And again, I'm doing this the way I do it. I'm sure people do it differently. We're gonna add cinnamon again. Remember how we added some of these spices to the marinade? And we wanna reinforce those. So I'm just letting everything toast and kind of warm up a little bit so that they open up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Warm them up, open them up. And as the tomatoes start to cook, they'll cook down and they'll start to release their juices. And maybe I should turn it down a little bit so I don't burn them. I have here some whole cloves. We're gonna add maybe about 4. Cloves always smell delicious. They smell like kind of licoricey smell, and they have a smoky sweet smell. I love them. And they remind me of, I just said Christmas. See? I just said Christmas. All right, I have some green cardamom. We're gonna add a couple of those, maybe like, I don't know, like 4 or 5, it doesn't matter, just like a couple is what you need. I'm gonna put those in there. I'm gonna add a bay leaf too, because why not? I have it here. You don't have to, but those also are just so fragrant. And some of these spices are used in biryani, and biryani has such a full, fragrant taste. But sorry, we are focusing on butter chicken. I can already start to smell the marinade from the oven starting to like cook down. And we'll check on those in a little bit, but this is good that we're doing this right now. So just give it a little time. Just take your time with it. There's no rush. Smells really good already. That is nice. Okay, I'm also gonna add a little fenugreek or methi. This is just like dried, I think it's fennel. No, I don't remember what it is. This is just dry. And we're gonna add some of this later. I'm gonna get a little spoon and taste test this because you need to taste test along the way. Just so I can see if things are happening. Well, hi. Okay, it's coming along nicely. You know, I think I forgot something. A little paprika never hurt anything either. Let's add a little bit of that too. All right, while this is stirring and simmering, I'm gonna check on the chicken and see how it's doing. Woo! They're looking really good. I think I might want to turn them because it's been some time and I want them to be fully cooked around the edges. And I want to show you how golden and pretty they look. Woo! So look how beautifully golden and orangish yellow it's looking. And it's starting to kind of crisp the edges. So I'm going to just gently turn them to give it the tandoori effect. And the good thing is, if you are worried that you haven't like fully cooked them, they will finish cooking in your sauce. So that's, you know, give yourself some time for that too. But they cook quite quickly. So we're gonna put them back in the oven. Give it another bit of time. Meanwhile, we're gonna start to add our cream. So I have some cream in here. And we'll add maybe, I eyeball, but I think my recipe says like 2/3 of a cup, but I don't know. You can just feel it out. I love cream, so. And this is when everything starts to come together and you make your Indian Bengali mama butter chicken recipe puzzle piece. And it all starts to coming together. Ooh. Okay. This is a wonderful dish that you can share with your friends. And they'll think that you took a really long time making it, but it really doesn't take too long from start to finish without, you know, yakking it up the whole entire time. I'm gonna add a little honey because that always just helps add a little sweetness. You can eyeball it, but I maybe put like maybe a tablespoon. Okay, so I've just allowed this makhani sauce to simmer and cook down and just develop and flavor. And I think the chicken's just about done, so we'll pull that out. I started actually some parathas because we're gonna serve that together because it's just fun to just sop up that stuff. Yummy. Okay, let me find my... Getting to see the real me running around my kitchen not knowing what the heck's going on. Ooh, they look so good. So you see they have that nice golden brown color? And we're gonna finish cooking them in here and coating them in the sauce. So we're gonna take this skewer, and actually I should be able to do it with my hands because it's not as hot. And then you just gently drop them in. All right, so now we're gonna stir this and coat all the chicken in this delicious, beautiful butter chicken sauce. And really, it doesn't need that much more time to cook because mostly we cooked it in the oven in our tandoori style make-believe. And I'll probably finish it off with a little bit of crushed fenugreek leaves, that methi. And that will be the final touch, and then we will get ready to plate. Sometimes I like to take a piece of chicken and check it Make sure it is cooked throughout, but I'm pretty sure it is. So. You can take like a little piece. Oh, look at it. It's looking so beautiful. We'll finish off with a little bit of this. I like all those little tiny bits because I feel like that's where all the flavor is. Whew. It just, again, I feel like it's such an accomplishment. Oh yeah, I'll talk about an accomplishment. 5 years ago even, I wouldn't have been able to cook this. I didn't know, it just seemed so overwhelming to go to try to create something that was in a restaurant. And now, here we are, creating it in our own house. So I'm glad to share that with you, and you can have your own little restaurant, Indian restaurant house in your home. All right, this is my favorite part where we get to plate our food, our butter chicken. Oh, you know what? Also, let's finally chop some cilantro really quick because what Indian dish is complete without a little freshly chopped coriander? I mean, I like coriander. You don't have to do this. Got my naan ready, so we're gonna get, look at those big juicy pieces. Perfectly coated in this delicious creamy sauce. All right, and you can never be too skimpy on the sauce, right? Right here, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of cilantro on it. All right, time for the taste test. Okay, I got a little piece of buttered chicken in there. Some of that sauce for this flaky broth to scoop up. It's gonna be hot. Mmm! Oh, I'm so happy that it turned out really well. It tastes buttery, succulent, rich, decadent, flavorful, a hint of spice. It hits you with that red chili in there. It just tastes so bright and also warmth, like a little hug inside your heart. Thank you so much for visiting my kitchen once again, and creating this recipe with me. I know that I fumble over my words and measurements, so if you want the complete detailed recipe, you can definitely check my blog, and that will give you a little bit more accuracy. But I just love it that you're visiting with me and we're cooking in the kitchen together and hanging out and just creating something new together. So thank you so much for watching, and I hopefully will see you next time.